every single night at exactly 2:13 a.m. I felt someone watching me. At first, I told myself it was just paranoia, the kind that creeps in when you live alone too long. But then I noticed something I couldn't ignore. My bedroom window curtain would slightly move, even when there was no wind. I live on the second floor. There's no balcony, no ledge, nothing. Still, that feeling, like eyes were locked onto me, never left. One night, I forced myself to stay awake, pretending to sleep. My heart was pounding so loud, I thought whoever it was could hear it. And then, I heard a faint scratching sound outside my window. Slow, deliberate, like someone trying not to be noticed. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. And that's when I saw it. A shadow. The shadow wasn't random. It stayed still, like it was observing me. I slowly reached for my phone, trying not to make any noise, and turned on the camera to zoom in. My hands were shaking. When I finally pointed it toward the window, nothing. Just darkness. But the scratching stopped immediately, like whoever it was knew I was alert. The next morning, I checked outside. There was nothing. No ladder, no footprints, nothing to explain how someone could even reach that height. That should have made me feel safe, but it didn't. Because that night, at exactly 2:13 a.m. again, the same thing happened. This time, the curtain didn't just move. It lifted slightly, like someone was trying to peek inside. And I swear, I saw fingers. I called the police the next day, but they found nothing. No signs of forced entry, no evidence of anyone climbing up. They told me it was probably stress or imagination, but I knew what I saw. So I installed a hidden camera facing my window. That night, I forced myself to sleep early, just so I could wake up and check the footage. My anxiety kept building, but I had to know the truth. When I finally checked the recording the next morning, my stomach dropped. At exactly 2:13 a.m., the curtain moved, slowly. Then something appeared. A face. Pale. Expressionless. Just staring directly into my room. My blood ran cold, because I recognized that face. IT was my neighbor. The quiet guy from next door. I had barely spoken to him before. He always avoided eye contact, always seemed off. But how was he doing this? There was no physical way for him to reach my window from his apartment. Still, the footage didn't lie. That same night, I decided to confront him. I knocked on his door, my hands trembling. No answer. I knocked harder. Still nothing. But then I heard something inside. Movement. Like someone quickly stepping away from the door. That's when I noticed something strange. His window, aligned perfectly with mine. But there was a gap between the buildings. At least 6 feet wide. No one could cross that. No one, unless. I went back to my apartment, my mind racing. That night, I stayed awake again. 2:13 a.m. came, and right on time, the curtain moved. This time, I didn't stay still. I jumped out of bed and yanked the curtain open. Nothing. Just empty air. But then I heard it, behind me. A soft whisper, right inside my room. My entire body froze. I slowly turned around, and there he was, standing in the corner, watching me, smiling. I couldn't even scream. My voice just disappeared. "You weren't supposed to see me," he said calmly. I ran. I didn't even think. I just grabbed my phone and bolted out of the apartment. I didn't stop until I reached the street. When the police arrived and searched my place, they found nothing. No sign of forced entry. No hidden doors. Nothing. And my neighbor? Gone. His apartment was completely empty, like no one had ever lived there. The landlord said the place had been vacant for months. No records of anyone renting it. No name. No payments. Nothing. I moved out the next day, thinking it was finally over. But weeks later, in my new apartment, something happened that made my blood freeze again. At exactly 2:13 a.m., my phone buzzed. A notification. It was from my old hidden camera, the one I left behind. Somehow, it was still active. I opened the feed, and there he was again, standing in my old room, staring directly into the camera, smiling. And then, he whispered, "I found you again."